Ultimate KO is back with another topic where the 1-2 punch of gameplay and discussion will leave you breathless. Today, we have myself, and then we have Pricey,
Yeah.
and in the group, lastly, we have Blue.
What's up?
And then today, for today and probably a few more in the future, we have a special guest who is Pineapple Poppee or Rios.
You're
For this segment, Blue will be taking us through his topic. Take it away.
All right, guys. What is all this beef with YouTubers trying to start boxing matches now? Like, first you had round one where it was KSI versus Logan Paul and all the other YouTubers going on as the undercards. Like, what is going on with this? Somebody explain it to me.
So you want from the jump, like, have you paid any attention to it at all or anything like that?
I have no clue what's going on. All I heard was Logan Paul was athlete out of college and he went to YouTube, got famous off Vine, and then kept going from there, building up. And then after Vine went down, he jumped into the YouTube scene, and now he's calling out people on YouTube saying he wants to fight. What's the logic behind this with him?
So I guess if we're gonna talk about it, we might as well start at the beginning. It all started with Joe Weller and one of his buddies doing like a little fun boxing match where KSI actually sat there and said he wants the winner. Joe Weller took it a little too serious, and that's kind of where the Joe Weller versus KSI fight came in. And after that, obviously, KSI demolished that, you know what I'm saying? And then he kind of was prompted to call out somebody else, and he called out any of the Poles, you know? Logan Paul, Jake Paul, any of the Poles. So that's kind of how Logan got brought into it.
Dad Paul.
Greg, old man Greg, divorcee Greg, you know what I'm saying? So that's
calling out everybody.
Yeah, I mean he wanted anybody with a Paul's name, so that's kind of how Logan Paul got into it. Yeah, and so they had their first fight. The big controversy is it ended in a draw. So that's kind of where that stands. And their new fight is actually this Saturday, and it's in the U.S. actually this time. Last one was in London, so yeah, that's a big part.
Hometown advantage is a big part, especially in boxing. You got your fans there, everything.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Big
gonna be.
I mean, it's not like KSI doesn't have fans in the U.S. either, but you know, it's
Not the majority though.
Logan's turf to be said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and so the big difference is the last fight was with, was it 16-ounce gloves or 18? I think it was 16, and they had head
Pretty
guards.
sure it was 16. Yeah.
16 standard.
For a pro fight, dog.
For amateur fight.
Okay, so this one is no head guards and they're 10-ounce gloves. So it's a big
head
difference.
guards, huh?
No head guards, dog. This is a big difference.
Oh, this is gonna be juicy.
Yeah, this
Oh.
is. I'm hoping I see someone hit the floor, but I mean I'll tell my prediction later on. But yeah, so that's about where it's going at, you know.
We get to see the hairline of KSI.
Ooh, I'm ready for that forehead to be exposed, baby.
Here.
All right,
That
so
should be definitely a good fight right there.
Oh yeah, it'll be decent. The only thing I pretty much don't like is they went away from YouTube boxing a little bit, and they're just bringing in a bunch of actual boxers. Don't get me wrong, you're actually gonna see some real tough fights, some legitimate boxing and stuff like that. So it's not all that bad, but I think what made YouTube boxing, in a sense, what it was, is the fact that it kind of reminded people of what was it called? Celebrity Deathmatch. You know, the little clay animation. Like you're just watching somebody that you could be a fan of beat the crap out of somebody else that other people are a fan of, and it kind of lets you get behind them a little bit more than just some boxer that from the age of 12 was raised and that's all it was, you know? So,
Yeah.
Here's
what else
another
you got
question
for
I
us?
got for y'all. So, on a report that I read not too long ago, like trying to understand this fight and everything, it said KSI mocked Logan Paul's dead dog. I mean, that's fighting words right there in my book.
Wait.
Don't
So
tell me,
you
I mean,
said
is that
what? You said or oh, you said
KSI
mocked. You
mocked
mocked. Yeah,
his,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's fighting words in my book. I mean, would y'all fight over that? Or, I mean, is that just more add more fuel to the fire, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, he's just trying to get into his head at that point. I mean, that's kind of a low
Mhm.
blow, but that's more just
Oh
mind
yeah.
games.
It's definitely a low
Pre-fight.
blow, but I'm sorry if you happen to be a Logan Paul fan or a Jake Paul fan. I mean, in my opinion, the dude had it coming to him. I mean, the whole reason it's kind of happening or kind of like giving Logan Paul like rebirth. He's the dude that went into the suicide forest at Japan and kind of ruined his career. So I don't know if you could go too far with this guy. Like he kind of gets almost every comment that comes his way, you know. So,
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
but it
Yeah, I
it,
feel
it
the same
definitely
way.
yeah it definitely wasn't like a it wasn't I don't know if he would make that I don't know if KSI would make that dig at just anybody. I think because it was a fight and there is a fight happening, I 100% it's just fuel for the fire. I think that's all it was.
Definitely. Plus, from a fighting standpoint, it's not like it's. You hear YouTube boxing, you think it's kind of a joke, but old fighters they put in some training, with
Mhm.
real boxing professionals at real gyms, and
Mhm.
it's. I mean, from the first fight, it's different to train so hard in certain things, but when it actually comes down to fighting, you can kind of tell where the amateur sense of it came into play, where a lot of their
Mhm.
training kind of went out the window, and it
Oh
looked more
yeah.
like a street fight.
I mean,
Yeah,
what was that
But
famous saying? Like everybody's got to play until you get punched in the mouth, you know? Like I mean that was
oh yeah,
proven.
exactly,
That was
Mm-hmm.
proven.
big
But yeah,
time.
I'm
I'm not
hoping to
knocking
see a
them. Yeah,
big
their training
difference.
is crazy.
Oh yeah, they're
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if they're going no headgear, it has to be. I mean, you have to. You got to keep your toes.
yeah, I'm hoping someone hits I'm hoping someone hits the deck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
it sounds
All right.
bad, but I hope someone
So,
hits.
so who y'all got winning this fight? I mean, I know Logan Paul was an athlete in college, and KSI is just he looks like overall athlete just in general. I don't know his background. I don't know anything like that. I mean, that's gonna be a pretty fair fight. Gonna be it's gonna be pretty rough and tough. People's gonna get cut. Hopefully, somebody hits the mat. But tell me who y'all got.
Uh, so I guess before you definitely give your prediction, Blue. The funny part is KSI is a normal everyday kind of nerd. He just doesn't give up. I mean, he puts in the hard work that a lot of people would probably quit at, but he's mentioned it several times. He wasn't anything gifted. Like he he started YouTube opening FIFA packs and playing FIFA and stuff like that. So he was a Joe Schmo, but he just put in the hard work. But you sure we want to already talk about who we got winning?
Yeah, let's see, man. How about this? Let's look into the background then. KSI, you said he started out playing FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
That all he did starting out?
Yeah, he used to wear. I mean, he used to wear glasses. He was a little chub, you know,
A little
and
chubby. He was a little chubby. Look at him now.
yeah,
He's slimmed
Mm-hmm.
down. It's
people
a
used to
lot.
make
Man,
people used to make fun of him because he had man boobs, you know. So yeah, I mean like,
fame,
so I mean
fame
like,
does a lot, man. Fame is a good motivation.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I mean, you also have the money to also back up what you want to do in life. You know, not every day you can sit there and have the Mayweathers, whether it's the actual Mayweathers or what Logan considers it to be the B team. No regular person's gonna be able to sit there and be like, "Hey, I want to do boxing, so I'm gonna I'm gonna work under the Mayweathers." Come on, man.
That's true.
The fame plays
Gotta
into
have
it
the
for
funds to
sure.
do it.
Def-
But I
And
mean,
the
that
hype
also doesn't
around
give
it
an
too.
excuse. So
Right. So, what do y'all think about Jake Paul not getting into the fight this time? Or getting into the boxing ring this time?
um, smart for the promoter side.
Also,
They're thinking long term. They're not thinking of a YouTube event. It hurts them,
True.
but it also helps them at the same time because all it's going to do is it's going to have a return. So what they're honestly hoping everything that happens with Logan and KSI's fight, um, they're hoping that it draws people to the DAZN app, which is actually where it's going to be happening. And this is not a sponsorship by any means necessary, but I mean, the fact is the fight's happening on DAZN. But in order for boxing to, I don't know, in a sense, get rejuvenated, they kind of needed something like this because not a lot of people really care about boxing. You have the boxing fans, and that's really it. So
Really limited.
exactly, very
Yeah, a
very
lot of people
limited.
went over to UFC.
Ever since it came out, but now you got this sort of celebrity death match. In a sense, it's kind of revitalizing it. So, in order for them to constantly make the sport grow, they're holding off on Jake Paul till probably a December or a late November fight, which is kind of what I would honestly think that they're gonna do. So, I mean, that's that. But I mean, you couldn't give Jake Paul a fight on November 9th. The dude was calling out twigs, dog. He was calling out
That's
people
true.
he knows he could beat. He called out Fousey Tube. Fousey Tube got rocked. Oh my god. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Fousey, it was great to see that you went out there and you did your thing, but in some way or in some way somehow, like, you gotta be honest with yourself and like you you got rocked, my dude. You got the paws put on you. Like, there's no joking. Like, you could have got seriously hurt. And I mean, that's the
That's
seriousness
a
of
perfect
boxing.
example.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect example right there of you could do all this training, and when it comes to the real thing, it just didn't show with him. Like, don't even I
Yeah.
love Fuzi too. You know, I used to watch him a little bit here
Mm-hmm.
and there, but I mean, I seen the training he was putting in on IG and everything, and I saw the real fight. I mean, the actual fight, and it just looked it was bad. He did not guard once.
No, it was kind of
Once
like a Joe. It was
had his
kind of like
hands
a
down the
Joe
whole
Weller
time.
feel. You know?
Yup.
Did I say his
Def-
name right? Joe Weather.
Joe
I feel like
Weller,
I'm
yeah.
Joe Weller. I'm saying Weather.
Oh,
But
Weller.
yeah. I mean, it was just like that. The dude didn't guard his face. He didn't guard his face. Bad repercussions. I mean, straight up. Like it's been said before. You got a plan to get punched in the mouth, and then everything's out the window. Then it just comes on
Yeah.
what you're feeling. Like, sometimes your body will respond for you. You don't even have to be like, yo, throw a punch now. Your body's just gonna start instant, like almost like an instinct, like just throwing a jab or throwing a punch, just so you can actually look like you're doing something when in reality you're not really doing a whole lot of. You're doing a whole lot of nothing, in my opinion. Like, it was hard to watch. Don't get me wrong. That fight was hard to watch. So
Okay. Now,
that's
do
why
you
Jake
think
Paul didn't have a fight.
You think Jake Paul calling out such a let's see, underrated, underestimated opponent and hit, or not an equal opponent to him? Who do you think would be an equivalent opponent to call out?
I mean, everybody's on the Gabe hype. The Big Gibber from the UK is one of JJ's friends, or KSI's friends, if you don't know who JJ is by that name. I don't know. I actually thought Face Sensei would have been a decent fight, or at least been able to put him in his place and lower his pedestal a little bit. But I mean,
Oh, definitely. Face Sensei would rock him. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, like
he's one of those that grew up fighting. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's just not even a fair fight, in my opinion.
But I mean, he called
thinks
him
he
out.
can
People
take
got to
him.
get knocked down.
don't-
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
if somebody thinks
yeah.
they can take him, let him get the fight.
I mean, out of everybody he
definitely.
called, out of everybody he called out, the only real one that you'd probably want to see, because he wasn't really calling out Gibb, you know? It was kind of everybody was telling him to call out Gibb, and that's the only reason he put him on his list. This man was putting names like Chris Brown and Soldier Boy. Like, come on. I mean, yeah, you might get the pause from Chris Brown, but Soldier Boy's a little whack, dog.
I've seen Soldier Boy fight
Yeah.
before.
Soldier
ain't
Boy's
too-
a little Soldier
pretty.
Boy's whack, bro. Like, come on, let's call out something respectable. But at the same time, as of right now, there's not a whole lot of YouTubers he can really call out and be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a fair fight. It's one of two things. It's gonna be what the fans want to see, which isn't normally the smartest decision for someone, like the Big Gibber fight. It'll be close, but like, I mean, also I don't know at the same time, because we only have one fight off of Jake Paul, and it was versus Deji, which is KSI's brother, and Deji put the pause on him, dog. And I don't get where his confidence comes from, but Deji put the work in on him. Like, if Deji, I feel like if Deji put in a little bit more work on the training aspect, I feel like Jake was done. Jake was on the ropes, man. He that was probably more in. I feel like I would watch a Deji versus Jake Paul fight 2 over a Logan Paul versus KSI. Even though I still want to see
Yeah,
it,
because
but
Deji.
Deji was an
Sorry,
underdog,
my
dog.
bad. Yeah,
No, you're straight.
he just needs some defense underneath him. Like
Mhm.
he got those solid blows here and there, and like yeah,
Oh my god, yeah.
he could rock someone. Like you just need to play a little more defense. Like
hmm
it was more of like a Mayweather Pacquiao fight where I seen a
Yeah.
lot of running from him. You know,
Mhm.
it's still
Mhm.
amateur. Don't get me wrong. Like, not to knock them. They still they both stepped up, did their thing.
Mhm.
But that's just like my advice. A little more defense. But it was still a good fight. I would definitely watch a
Deji
a
fight again.
rematch. Oh yeah, definitely. I
Funny
mean,
part is-
Jake Paul called out what's his name too, right? I just said his name like not too long ago. Dylan Dennis, or how you say his name?
Oh yeah, but I mean, at the same time, if we're saying like, hey, Sensei might be too much for him, come on, man. This man doesn't want to get
Oh,
with
yeah.
Dylan Dennis. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's either
Yeah,
overcompensate,
exactly.
he's overcompensating or undershooting by a long shot, and he's got to know it. He's got to know it. I wouldn't even
Yeah,
put
he's
Alex
gotta know
Wasabi in
that.
there either. Like, come on now.
And even even if he doesn't know it, he's gotta have his crew back there. Like this is where you gotta draw the line. Like you gotta have your real homies telling you that's not a smart move because you will get hurt.
So I
Like the
I don't-
confidence is there.
I don't know about KSI's, but you definitely get the feel from Logan Paul. Like, he has a bunch of yes men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely get that
definitely.
vibe. I definitely get that vibe. Come on now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Shannon Briggs is was an amazing boxer and all that stuff. But the Let's Go champ, like, that's literally you hearing what you want to hear.
Yup.
Because I mean, he's sitting there saying, don't get me wrong, this can happen, but like, he's sitting there saying his prediction is first round decapitation. And I think out of all the press conferences they've had, nothing rang truer than what KSI said, regardless of how cowardly it made JJ look or how safe it seemed he was playing because he's nervous about this fight. One, you gotta be nervous, dog. This is their first fight without head guards. Like, that's a big step. Two, you sit there and make a you make a call like first round decapitation, you don't knock this dude's head off in the first round, you could win the fight in my opinion. You lost it, dog. You didn't do what you
Oh yeah.
came here to do. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like what KSI is doing, which is kind of undershooting and saying like fifth round knockout, like because I'm gonna play with you all the other rounds. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, that's cool and all, but like, I I mean, at the same time, it's like at least he's not overselling and kind of giving his
Setting himself up for failure.
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, in my opinion, Logan Paul does not get a first round knockout. Dog, he didn't win in my book. Automatically, JJ put up a better fight than he expected. Because if he's thinking it's gonna be some walk in the park, I mean, no, it's I don't think anything like that's gonna be walk in the park, you know. So
Yeah. All right. We've been waiting for final predictions. Who do you think's going to take the fight? Lush, you go.
I honestly kind of want to see KSI. Been watching him way too much, way longer than Logan, and I mean, to be honest, I watch him more than Logan, and me personally, I just want to see Logan get knocked out. I want to see him get put in his place. I haven't had respect for Logan ever since he did the things that he's done. Like, I mean, I get it. You want your redemption. You want your comeback story. But I mean, I'm not buying it. I'm not trying to be that nice. I'm not trying to be that guy either. I'm not gonna tell you what you did was okay. In my opinion, yeah, you have your success, but just because now all of a sudden you're boxing and you're getting your face pummeled, you going to the suicide forest and doing what you did makes no exception whatsoever. None. I hope he hits the deck. I mean, it's cool if he doesn't, but I hope he hits the deck. I hope in some way or form he at least gets what's coming to him or what should have been brought to him. There's just there for me it's more of a moral side. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And if you want to know what I think it would be. I'm gonna try and be more realistic. I think it'll be a third round. I don't think it'll be first. I don't think it'll be second. I think it'll be third. I think someone's gonna catch on to someone, regardless if, like I said, if it's Logan or not. Whoever it is, I feel like it's gonna be a third round knockout. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, Pineapple. What's your thoughts? You got winning this thing.
Ooh. Alright, who I would want to win is KSI. Not to backpack on what Slush said, because it's pretty much all the same thing. I would want to win. I would want KSI to win due to what Logan has done in the past, but I feel like Logan might have this one. Just
Dude's
due
a
to the
monster.
fact that
He's a monster.
I know he has some type of. I think he did wrestling growing
Mhm.
up.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, he has more. I want to say stamina towards a longevity fight. If it goes to the higher rounds,
Mm-hmm.
but it all depends. I mean, someone could just throw that one good punch that
Mm-hmm.
first round.
Lucky
Yep.
day.
But I don't know why I have a bad feeling Logan will win this one. But I would want KSI to win definitely. And round prediction, honestly, if it goes long rounds, high rounds, I mean, it's probably gonna end in another draw.
Yep.
Just due to the fact that if they can get a third match going, that's great for income wise.
Mm-hmm.
If someone doesn't hit the deck within the first couple rounds, it's probably gonna end in a draw. But probably I don't want to contradict myself, but I feel like JJ would get a good hit in the first round. That's perfect. But longevity, I say it'll end in a draw. In my opinion. So I hope KSI wins, but I feel like Logan Paul might have this one.
Right.
Ooh, okay, okay.
I see you're new to the scene. I see you're new to the
I'm-
scene with me on this.
Yeah, I'm
The
pretty
information we
into
just
the
been
scene too.
handed. What's your thoughts? Who you think might win this?
I mean, I know of KSI. I used to watch his early streams, and then Logan Paul. I only know because of all
The negatives.
all the stuff all the negatives. So I'd probably just want to see get his stuff kicked in.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty
Feel
sure
that?
that'd be entertaining for everybody.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Come
with you on
Who
that.
doesn't want to see that guy get punched in the face?
Him and his brother can take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
hmm
What round you thinking?
Right.
Honestly, I kind of want to see a long fight, at least
Drawn out.
something into like the third round at least. But if there's a knockout, oh my, that'd probably make it so much more entertaining or intense at least. Probably make it
Yeah.
more like worthwhile, in my opinion. Especially
Okay,
after
okay.
all the training I've seen them do.
Phew.
Yeah.
They've
Hopefully
they've
something
definitely
good.
put themselves through that. You know,
hmm
someone's gonna have their hard work come to a abrupt end. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's definitely gonna. Somebody's dream's gonna get smashed that night. Sure. Let's see.
see what you got, Blue.
Information I've been handed. I want to say. I think Logan Paul is the better athlete, but I think KSI's got more backing behind him. I feel like he's got more heart because Logan Paul started a YouTube channel, yes. He did Vines, yes. I feel like KSI started by himself, and the information that I got he's got motivation and pushing himself further what Logan Paul had to come from. Just saying, because, I mean, starting out on YouTube, y'all said he was made fun of, picked on, and he's changed his lifestyle, gotten healthier, and now training up for this. That's not an easy change, even over years of time.
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul's been an athlete since he's been younger. Went to college for wrestling and then stayed in shape, essentially, and then now he's thinking he can transfer over. Boxing and wrestling are two different animals.
True.
I wrestled in high school. It was a different kind of beast. I tried boxing after, got my tail kicked. The transition, I
did.
think that's why the transition is not easy because you're used to grabbing them, throwing them on the ground, all that. But
So
now
who you
he's
picking?
got to athletic wise. If it goes
No,
past
no.
fourth round,
Who you picking? Who you picking?
I want KSI to beat the crap out of Logan Paul. I really do.
Okay. What round?
Because
Try it?
I like the underdog pick.
Okay. Okay.
But realistically,
respect
if it goes past the fourth round, I feel like Logan Paul's going to take it because he's going to have that endurance. Now, first 4 rounds, I think KSI could knock him out very well.
Okay.
You're going to see in that final stretch, going to really push to the limit, see who really wants it. And if it does come to a draw, I'll be just as happy.
No.
Make it
I'm
worth
not
my
gonna
money.
I'm not gonna be happy if it's a draw, man. It's got to be something. There's got to be something.
I'm trying to see someone get knocked out.
Yeah. I don't even care.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even care if I see someone get knocked out at that point. I just don't want another draw because they don't need to just keep milking
I
this
know.
whole situation, you know.
That's
Exactly.
true. That's true.
So, Blue, is that all the questions you got?
I believe so. I appreciate y'all catching me up on all this, man.
Well, real
Keep
quick,
me up to date. I'm gonna watch a.
I'm gonna ask two questions. It's kind of the same question, or they kind of backpack off of each other. Just because you are kind of newer to the scene and you might not have thought about this. We talked about who we thought would win, but who do you think's better equipped to take this loss? Who do you think can handle it, and who do you think is who do you think will get ruined because of this loss? You know what I'm saying? That's the two
I
questions
think it's a
I got.
publicity stunt on Logan Paul. I think he's just trying to build up a reputation after he did all that messed up stuff with over there.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I
I
feel
think
you on that.
KSI is more humble, man. I feel like he's gonna, if he does take the loss, he'll take it like a champ. I hope he don't.
Yep.
But I feel like he's more equipped to take a loss than Logan Paul, because Logan Paul has got the B team backing him up. And I don't think they're really
with you on
made
that.
for a loss. So they're not going to prepare him for one. And when it does happen, it's going to hit him hard.
I'm honestly with you on that. You couldn't have. I mean, you said it pretty well. JJ or KSI, whatever you want to call him. Not saying I want him to lose or anything like that, but if he does lose, it's not really beneficial, but like he would definitely be able to take it 10 times better than Logan will. I honestly don't know what this man would do if he lost. Real stuff. What the two of you
I
guys
understand
think?
that 100%.
Yeah, I don't know what he'd do, honestly. Yeah, I don't think he'd take that very well, especially after all that training.
Me? My turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pineapple.
Go for it.
I mean, as an athlete and someone that, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all been athletes at one point. Taking L's is never easy.
Mm-hmm.
It will never get easier. That being said, Logan Paul has taken many L's in the past years. I mean, not to be,
Not to be a butt.
that guy, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like even if someone does lose, they don't really lose. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Logan will take it bad, and I feel like he'll just bounce back. KSI, if he loses, I feel like he would take it more to heart than Logan would, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I mean, like people say, all publicity is good publicity, even if it's something bad. So I don't think anyone really takes an L here, in my opinion.
True.
I mean, they're still gonna get their fans up. They're still gonna get their rep up, their respect up. But I mean, and I know Logan's prepared for L's. That's all I'm gonna say.
You got Price.
I don't know. I feel like Pineapple has a point. Logan Paul's probably used to taking an L. Probably more attuned with it than KSI.
Okay.
But yeah, in the end of the day, I feel like none of them's really gonna lose.
True.
They're getting a lot of views for something they agreed upon. So takes an L. Classic entertainment, celebrities kicking
And you
each
still
other
get paid.
in the face.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Reality, we're taking L's for paying for the fight.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
That's so true.
You guys say it's fair to say we covered it all? Is there anything
I
anybody
think
else
we
wants to
covered
say?
it all, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
All right, well, that wraps it up for today. So go get you some water and rehydrate because the next round is coming soon. As always, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and comment a topic you are interested in. We just might talk about it in a later video. Toodles!
In a crate?
Oh, they're on our side.
I don't know.
Well, that one wasn't. The One guy was in like your little cubby, whatever it was. My side.
Oh, nice.
Got yours.
Alright, cool. He's behind the barricade. Got him.
Mine. I left mine. So.
He should be right below me.
Comes up top now. He is. You have less health, by the way, just so you know. You got it? Oh, thank God, because that was your back.